This real estate market is chilling down. It's definitely cooling off. And with that means there's some incentives and some buyer opportunities. If you're out there shopping for a new home and you might consider a new construction home, then today's video is for you. We're going to talk about some of the incentives that we're seeing in the new build market and where our new build market is here in El Paso County, Colorado. But you might see the same thing experiencing in your market as new home builders are definitely feeling the pinch of the increased interest rates and less buyers coming through the door because of those interest rates. So stay tuned. Hey, Laura Gallant here with Mountain Prairie Living, empowered by ERA Shields, and welcome to my channel where I answer questions about the home buying and selling process, talk about Colorado Springs, this gorgeous place I get to live in, and things that are going on in the market. So if you're out there house shopping, or you're buying or selling here, or you're moving to Colorado Springs, and subscribe to the channel. I hope to educate you and bring you up to date on what the market is doing here in El Paso County, Colorado. So subscribe. Let's get to today's video. Let's talk about what's on the market today for new construction in the MLS for PPAR, Pikes Peak Association of Realtors. Now keep in mind, not all home builders are putting their listings in PPAR. So this is just what we're seeing in the MLS listings. I did exclude manufactured homes or HUD build homes. These are all framed homes on the lot. There are 465 listings, and of those, 201 have seen a price decrease. 87 of those have seen a price increase. So there's a few that maybe made some adjustments to their build. Maybe they added a better refrigerator or a better stove, and so their price point went up just a little bit. Maybe the cost of their windows were higher than they had priced it at originally. So we did see some price increases, but what we're beginning to see are some huge incentives all over the place. So we're seeing money offered at if you're using their lender from $24,000 to go towards buyer's closing cost or buyer interest rate buy downs. Some of them are offering lower interest rates because they bought some money at a lower price and they're able to offer as low as 5.875. So we're seeing a lot of builder incentives as they've got inventory sitting on the market now. Not tons of it, but there's definitely some already built brand new homes that they need to offload of their inventory. So what we're really talking about is those big home builders that have pre-built homes, or what we call spec homes. In other words, they've designed them. They've chosen the colors, they've chosen the countertops, and they've chosen the flooring and the paint colors and that. So you may have to choose that. But what are some of the great things about a new build? Let's talk about that. So in the new built homes, you're going to see more open floor plans. What's more modern, right? You're going to see more efficient homes. You're going to see a brand new home, right? So nobody's lived in it. You're the first person living in it. And those are all great positives of buying a new built home. If the builders are paying for your closing costs and they're helping you buy down the rate, it might be a better place for you to shop if you are in that price point. So what is the price point that we're seeing in the MLS? Well, for townhouses, they're starting about the mid 300 range to the low 400 range for the townhouses, and those will be 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. But we're also seeing all the way up to 3.5 million for custom homes. So there are some custom homes in the MLS also, but the mid range is anywhere between 500 and say 800,000 for some of the new houses. So if that $500,000 range is in your price point, you might consider looking at some of the new builders in our area. You're going to find new builds on the north side of town, in Monument, in Black Forest, and you're going to see it out east in the Peyton area, some in Falcon. You're going to see it out south in the Fountain area in Lorison Ranch, and there are some on the west side here also, some in the Austin Bluffs area. So there's quite a few new builds all over our area. Now let's talk about some of the things you need to think about when you're considering a new built home or one that you're going to buy from the builder. First, you probably, to achieve these incentives, will have to use the builder's lender, which means that you're going through another process. Maybe you are pre-approved with the lender already. You're going to probably choose to go with their lender to receive those incentives and hopefully lower down that price for yourself. but you will also be using a builder's contract. So the builder's contract is different than our state contract to buy sell, which is more buyer friendly. The builder's contract is going to be more pro builder. So it's so important that you absolutely read through that contract and check out the warranty and whether it's going to be transferable if you were to sell the house in 5 years. Typically there's a 10-year warranty on the foundation of the homes, but some of the builders may not transfer that if you were to sell it 5 years down the line. So you want to read through that contract because it is different than our state contract. The other thing about buying a new build, you're going to have to buy all window coverings. It's rare that a builder puts the window coverings in. Sometimes they're included, but most of the time you're going to have to expense window coverings for all of the windows in the house. Additionally, typically they put front landscaping, very minimal, and then you're expected to do the rear landscaping and even possibly the side fencing, which you can half with your neighbors. But those things are on you by a certain deadline. The other thing that some people don't like about new construction is the smaller lot. The builders or the developers are trying to achieve as much income from that land that they can. So they are platting them with smaller lots. So that might not be something that you appreciate. The other part about all new builds, pretty much 99.9% of them, there's some sort of homeowners association or a metro district, depending on the location of the new build, which means you're going to have covenants, conditions, and restrictions, or CC&Rs, which might dictate whether you can park your car in the front of your house on your driveway, whether you can do things on your driveway to your car, what color your home needs to be. They'll only have a certain amount of colors that it can be. Architectural limitations, how you modify that house, or whether you put a shed in the backyard. So that isn't something that all people like. But if that's okay with you, then a new build might be workable for you if that's in your price point, because there's some great deals out there and great incentives. So here's a couple of incentives that I saw, and I'll post them through pictures over here on the side. But they're paying sellers closing costs if you use a preferred lender, $15,000 down towards closing costs or a permanent interest rate buy down. Fall savings as low as 3.87 on the interest rate, up to $24,000 to go towards closing cost or rate buy down, up to $40,000 to spend on either a 2-1 buy down to extend your interest rate lock or reduce your closing costs. There's some crazy incentives out there, plus those price reductions that I mentioned earlier in the video. Now, in today's market, because interest rates a year ago were so much lower, at just January of 2022, interest rates were in the 3% range. As of October 24th, we're seeing them on an average of 7.16% interest rate. They've more than doubled. So many people are not putting their homes on the market because they're sitting in that and they're worried about what they can buy on the interest rate wise if they had to buy something else. But here's something to think about. If you were to take your current home with that low interest rate and turn it into a rental property, which you can do because we are definitely needing more rentals in this market, and then purchase a new construction home, something buying yourself up or buying yourself into a newer home, you would have the rental income because it's likely if you've had the home for 3 to 5 years, you've got a good interest rate and a good rental rate that you can achieve on it. And then you can buy that bigger home. Just a thought. And if you'd like to know more about how to take your primary residence and turn it into a rental property, some things you need to think about, then check out this video next. I'm so glad you checked out this video now. If you'd like more information about buying or selling in Colorado Springs, and check out my contact information below. I'd love to help you out. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.